quiet and bizarrely quiet as far as rock news for the last week or two. But there's a few things to talk about. And I gotta bring this up because this jumped right out at me just before I got on the air. And I just posted the link to this story, courtesy of Blabbermouth, on both my Twitter or whatever, or X as it's called now. It's going to take a while to get used to that, and also to my Facebook page. But I'm scrolling around online and I see this story on Blabbermouth, and the headline reads: "Foreigner's Kelly Hansen blasts bands who are not giving fans a real live performance and tells them to go fuck themselves."
I want you to understand something from an artistic point of view, and I don't think that many people talk about this. But we all know that there are bands out there that are traveling, playing, taking your money, and not giving you a real live performance. No matter what you say about me or about us, we're fucking real deal. And it's hard to sing this beautiful catalog of songs when you're 30. I'm 62. What we decided was that we are going to give you our best and leave you at our best every single show to the very end. Because these songs deserve it, and you deserve it. Anything less is someone saying, fuck you for supporting me for decades. So anytime you see anyone out there who's doing that, tell them to go fuck themselves. Listen, if you ain't got it anymore, you ain't got it, all right? Just deal with it and move on. We love you guys. We thank you guys for everything. You have warmed our hearts, and you have made us hot-blooded!
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to anoint as the hero of the day in my book, Kelly Hansen, lead singer of Foreigner. Thank you, Kelly Hansen. Do I love when artists have the stones to also take a stand on this epidemic infiltrating rock music. So I did not even get a chance to read this whole article, but I'm going to do so right now on the air with you guys. But the headline alone got me extraordinarily excited because, as I've told you guys before, you know I'm crazy about this because I truly feel it's the death of rock and roll. I truly feel the whole essence of seeing a live rock show is literally hanging in the balance. Like, we are at the precipice. We are at the tipping point for, the future of truly live rock shows. If somebody doesn't say something beyond me, if somebody doesn't draw a line in the sand, it's over. You'll just be paying money to hear computers and the same exact thing every night, and everybody's saying how great everybody sounds. I've said it a million times. Now with AI coming into play, forget about it. We are on the cusp of completely, if nobody draws a line in the sand and people just accept it, and fans either just ignore it or don't want to believe it, or They get angry about it until their favorite band does it, and then they find a way to justify it. Bottom line is, if people don't start giving a shit, and that means the artists themselves, I mean, if they start saying, I mean, that is a big plus. So let me read this from, again, this is transcribed by Blabbermouth. It is Kelly Hansen, a Foreigner. And I'll read you what it says here. It says, Foreigner's Kelly Hansen has blasted dinosaur rock bands who continue to perform well past their prime. By the way, about a week ago, Dee Snider went off about bands, and Dee Snider's comment was clearly, like, he didn't name names, but I mean, obviously he is alluding to many of the bands who have said farewell and come back, and how it basically just fleeces fans, which is another issue. Everybody could laugh all they want about farewell tours and what a joke they are and how everybody comes back from it. But at the end of the day, it is a fleecing of the fans, right? Because if you're told an artist is never going to perform live again, and you don't have a lot of money, and a lot of people don't have a lot of money, especially right now, and you do everything you can to go to that show because you're told it's the last one, and then a year or two later, oh, we're back, we were just kidding. I mean, that is a fleecing of the fans. It is just duping fans. So Dee Snider went off about that like a week ago. But Kelly's rant here, which I fully endorse, is about what I always talk about, and a conversation that I will proudly say I have no doubt I started. I mean, again, if you don't see a trend here, ever since I went off about this and a couple years ago, it literally every artist is talking about it. And it's important that they do, because we can't let this happen. So Kelly Hansen's, here's what the story says, the 62-year-old singer who has fronted Foreigner since 2005 broached the topic of groups who should have retired while they were still at the top of their game during Foreigner's August 14th concert in Austin, Texas, as part of what is being billed as the band's final tour. So Foreigner is on what is a farewell tour, but they've never done one before, so you can't say that they're fleecing because they haven't retired and come back. Okay, so this happened on stage by Kelly Hansen, which is even greater. He said this to the audience. This wasn't in an interview. Prior to launching into Foreigner's Hot Blooded, Hansen told the crowd, quote, "As most of you probably know, this is what we're calling our farewell tour. This is not a decision that came too lightly. I want you to understand something from an artistic point of view, and I don't think that many people talk about this. But we all know that there are bands out there that are traveling, playing, taking your money, and not giving you a real live performance. No matter what you say about me or about us, we're fucking real. And it's hard to sing this beautiful catalog of songs when you're 30 and I'm 62. And what we decided was that we are going to give you our best and leave you at our best every single show to the very end, because these songs deserve it and you deserve it. Anything less is someone saying, fuck you for supporting me for decades. So anytime you see anyone out there who's doing that, tell them to go fuck themselves.
Fuck you for supporting me for decades. So anytime you see anyone out there who's doing that, tell them to go fuck themselves.
Listen, if you ain't got it anymore, you ain't got it, all right? Just deal with it and move on. Kelly Hansen, rock hero of the day. Wish I had a little award to send him. A pin, a jacket, a bracelet, a ring, something, trophy. Couldn't have said it better myself. He said that to the audience. Until I just read that, I didn't know if he said that in an interview or what, because I just saw the headline. So he said that to the audience before going into Hot Blooded. But do you see my point? My point about all this has been justified and reinforced 100 times over. Because I've said before, the people that this, as a rock fan, I'm beyond offended to pay money to go hear a band and know it's a computer, to listen to basically recordings. I mean, it's mind-blowing, right? But again, as I've said all along, do you know how it must feel to you if you are an artist like Kelly, who is singing the vocals of Lou Gramm, that were next level vocals? And Kelly has done, whether you like what Kelly does with Foreigner or not, irrelevant. Kelly has done that extraordinarily well in the 25 years he's been in the band, or whatever it's been. I mean, not an easy gig, and he does it remarkably well, consistently, night in and night out. And the Foreigner is shutting down because at 62 years old, he is going to start to fall apart trying to do this. Like he says in the thing, at 30, those songs are hard to sing. And his point is, reading between the lines here, what he's saying is, we could easily keep this going for another 10 years if I was singing to a track. And if I went to the band and said, hey, you know what, guys, put a track under me and let me lip sync and I'll do my best, but it'll sound great every night. They are checking out because they know the end is near for him being able to do it versus staying too long at the party or faking it. And that is what you're supposed to do. Anytime you see anybody out there who's basically faking it, tell them to go fuck themselves. Quote from Kelly Hansen. Amen, Kelly. Amen. Real live rock shows are the only way we can keep them is if we have people, others speaking out, others taking a stand, others drawing a line in the sand. You, the fan, caring. You, the fan, not going to shows when you know it's a track act.
You ain't got it.
Other artists calling it out. You don't have to call out the band, but put it out as make it be known that you know what's going on. Put the onus on them. Put the pressure on them. Let them feel like the ass is going out there to a computer when you're singing your heart out and ending because you know you can't do it for much longer versus dragging it out like so many bands are doing and faking it to collect more money from you. And yeah, everybody's going to find a way to justify it. When it's their band, it's okay. There is zero justification for it. Zero. So Kelly Hansen, hero of the day. Love it. Love to get Kelly on to talk about. Kelly got, I don't know, I met Kelly a couple times. Kelly got 8 years ago or something, 7 years ago. I saw Kelly at NAMM and we have some mutual friends, and he was a little weird because I had said on the air that Foreigner was playing with no original members, which they're not, which is truthful. I mean, Mick comes out for a song or two sometimes, but let's be honest, that is the case. But I said the band sounds amazing and he's amazing at what he does. But I would welcome him anytime because I think it's amazing how he's handled this gig for all these years and amazing how he's ending it. And I completely understand him being offended of people who pay their hard-earned money to go hear a track act and tell everybody how great they sound when the people aren't even really singing or playing live completely. You go, Kelly Hansen.